Wait.
Not connected.
What? I just connected it.
Well, I don't know. Oh, production cuts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, motivation.
Was that loud enough?
Yeah, it was good.
We'll try one more.
Hey guys,
Okay.
he's doing the question.
All right, we'll start again.
Question of the week.
All right. So there's been a lot of self-improvement talk on this podcast, but I think I've discovered
Have we improved too much?
Don't
the
say you.
best
No.
method
Oh.
in the world that will
Oh,
save
in the
everyone.
world.
Is this a
Wow.
question or a statement?
A statement.
It's
maybe
the
a
Poppt
question.
one
Maybe a
statement of the week.
You gotta love when the
Ba-dum-bum.
Poppt one question starts with "I've sold the world."
I think I
best
have this
self-improvement
time.
method in the
I
world.
think it is.
I'm on
Couldn't
board.
you just say "in this room"?
I think it's in the world. I think you can't deny this.
Did you say this about the comometer?
He said this
You
about the
made up the
depression
comment.
meter that we determined would make everyone want to
More
kill
depressed,
themselves.
Let
Yeah.
the man
All
speak.
right.
Let the man speak.
How about this? Nobody is
Ever.
allowed to eat until they finish their work.
So wait, say that again.
I'm going to die.
Nobody is allowed to eat unless they finish their work.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Think about it. What
Dinner
is,
time once you upload. It's a
what-
skeleton.
what is the biggest motivation that is throughout history?
Food definitely
You
is
want
not.
to eat.
What about sex, money?
No, well,
No, but-
No coming until you
Okay, Jackson.
finish.
Two options for the rest of the week: no food, no sex. Which do you choose?
No food.
What? You die?
What?
I
Man's
won't
gonna
die.
fuck, dude.
What do you mean you won't die?
I can just not eat food. I'm fine.
A week straight with no food.
Man.
I've
gotta
done
fuck.
that
A
before.
week with no
100%.
food.
You've never done a week without
Yeah,
food.
100% I have.
No, you haven't.
You've
I'll
at
do
least
it
had a
again.
little nibble.
I'll do
When
it again.
have you done
There's
that?
no
My question is,
shot.
how do you retain the energy to fuck
There's
on no food?
There's
he
no
comes and
shot.
nothing
It's like it
comes
just
You've not
sort
ate
of
anything.
sand
Oh,
comes
for a
out.
week.
Makes
Are
a
you-
wheeze sound effect.
Yeah.
This is a bit gross. Are you allowed to eat?
Come.
Yeah.
You- sure. You're right that you come.
Well,
I'm
then-
fine. I'm fine.
Well, then
I'll go
sex.
2 weeks.
there's no world where you lasted an entire week without having
I
a nut.
definitely have. I definitely
Like
have.
a nut in terms of actual. In terms of,
You've never gone a week without a nut before, Jackson.
in terms of the food.
Why
I
couldn't you
think I
choose
have.
any other
Because I was
food?
thinking a little easy food that you would at least be like, oh, this doesn't count.
Why not like a scrambled egg or something?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
You've not got a week
I reckon
without
I have.
coming.
You've lied.
I haven't lied.
Does anyone believe Jackson?
I don't.
Nah, he's
No,
That's
lying.
okay.
There's no shot.
I'm
And
fine.
You have to make an effort to do this. Did you like do
No,
this
I just genuinely, this is true fact about me, do not get hungry.
for a week?
Yeah.
You would waste a You would
No,
like.
you can live.
You wake
No.
up, didn't eat
You
breakfast.
can live so long without food.
No
on,
wonder
man.
you don't go
Go
outside. You would probably hit the sun would hit you and you would
can live.
expire.
No, I eat heaps of food now, but like I. Okay, well, I definitely
This is a
have.
fucking lie.
No, I feel like this
Jackson-
might have just been an extreme depressive episode.
I've definitely
I hate
done
to
this.
hear it.
There will be people in the
Did you-
comments that have not eaten for a week.
Did you
I
drink
guarantee
water?
it.
Did you drink water?
Yes, of course.
All right, so we got no listeners and no eaters. Hit us up in the
Yeah,
comments.
Yeah.
mute viewers and.
We're gonna have more people that haven't eaten in a week than people that listen without any
I
problem.
don't
That's
think
not
I've
true.
not eaten in
Week.
2 days in my life. I think maybe I don't even know if there's been one day.
I don't think I've not
crazy.
eaten in one day either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I certainly haven't.
You know,
actually.
I used to weigh like 40 kilos.
Yeah,
That's
but
absurd.
a week.
Were you like meditating? Were you a monk?
I just do not get hungry. It's a fact
I
about
reckon
me.
you would have like snuck in a cracker.
Do you reckon that's some kind of disorder?
Probably.
That's crazy.
I feel like you've said to me before, I'm so hungry.
No, that's because now I start eating a
Now
lot.
you
Now
eat,
I'm
so,
eating a lot more
yeah.
food, so I get hungry. But
Nah, that's true.
your body gets used to what you're doing, and I used to eat fucking nothing all day.
cracker.
Okay,
An apple.
go on. What's the theory?
Well, that's it. isn't
Okay,
it?
so this might not work on Jackson, but for the rest of us,
I reckon it would.
Well, I get hungry now. Have you watched Survivor? They like donate on that show.
Oh yeah,
They
what?
eat something,
what
a
the
little
fuck?
berry or
but they eat
something.
like basically nothing.
Yeah, but that's
They have, like,
very
a supply
different
of
to
rice and
nothing.
Well,
It's
At
so
the end,
different to
now they do.
nothing.
That would match Jackson's upload schedule. So I think the theory is still potentially valid.
I think the question is not can you survive not eating for a week. It's why the fuck would you do that? I think is the better question.
I'm telling you, I'm not alone in this. I know I'm being bullied in this room, but I'm not alone.
There's
I think
no
this is less
world.
normal than you might think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I don't think it's normal, but I'm not being bullied for this, so I'm not listening to you guys.
All right, let's go back to Jordan's theory.
Well, that's the theory.
So-
It's done.
Yeah, but
Who's enforcing this?
Yeah. Well, that's the hard part, isn't it?
Well, it's
Yeah,
like
we need to work
Peter's
out.
kind of doing it now with his coffee. It's
Exactly.
not
I
food,
bet you're more motivated to go
but
to the gym.
incentive's always a very good way
Yeah.
to do things.
my issue is that like
I want to eat.
it doesn't improve the quality of people's work, which I think is much more of a problem in society. You know how many people I hear about where they're like co-workers just do nothing, and then I also see them just have no work to do for half the day.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Oh no, that's a crazy
well,
thing. I've
sometimes
heard about
Maddie
work.
will have
nothing
well,
to
like
do.
Maddie at her old job. At her old job, there'd be
Oh yeah, you
people
can
that
shit
just
talk that one because she's not there anymore.
people that just do fuck all, like her co-workers, and like
Yeah.
she'll get annoyed because she has to pick up the pieces.
Mm.
Now at her current job, she's not being given enough work. Like
Shut up, Zach. Still here.
yeah, through our podcast.
But yeah, I've never realized
like-
that. I thought people went to work and then they just work the whole time. But turns
they
out,
do not.
Apparently, because I've never worked, I must say.
Office jobs, especially, office jobs are like infamous
so
for
much
lack
dead
of
time.
productivity.
Really?
That's what you got to fix.
That's
Because like you know, like
crazy.
they're willing to spend like let's say $1,000 on some like workshop or something for like a 2% increase in productivity. Because there's such a huge gap in what they could be achieving, but they just don't because of lack of motivation.
Because YouTube's very different. YouTube is pure. You are getting paid for what you do.
It's purely results based.
Yeah.
You get out what you put in.
If we could somehow turn that into every job,
There's no pay per
that's the
hour.
improvement you need. You need like people who work more, but then like who's gonna judge that?
Well,
Well,
that's
all
like
you would need to
sales
do is-
bonuses and stuff, right? That's
Yeah.
like what's
Well,
that called?
commissions.
Commission. Yeah.
Well, all you need to do is say, "Get this job done," and you're free.
And don't people hate working off commission as well sometimes?
there's both
Yeah, of
like
course.
it's flawed because both ways. Because Sophie was telling me about how like she was doing a bunch of work and her coworker was doing shit all and it was pissing her off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it'd be nice if there was some kind of system where you got rewarded for the amount of work you actually do.
Yeah.
But then I thought, actually, on a day where I don't really feel like doing very much, that would be quite bad.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
good, though.
so like per hour obviously has its flaws because everyone gets the same amount no
Yeah.
matter how much work you're doing. But then per job also has its flaws because people just take advantage of whatever system there is.
Yeah.
So it is like there's no solution, is
There's
there?
no perfect. Well, except
Wait.
for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peter. There is a perfect
Oh yes,
solution.
right. Except when Jordan solves the world.
All right,
yeah.
guys.
No,
Today
but-
you can't eat until I get those expense
No,
reports.
I think what
Yeah,
Zach's
what's wrong with
saying is
that?
very good because a lot of people get hangry and grumpy and like crash if they don't eat. Because I know that you're a robot, so you don't feel this.
I do feel it.
Oh, really?
You know
No
what?
feelings.
Okay, I'm fixing Jordan's system. Everyone, but this requires everyone needs to get their like work for the day on like a to-do list.
Yeah.
From their boss. And then if you finish it in 3 hours, you can
you're
eat,
gone.
you go
you're
home.
free.
But that's not what you were saying.
Oh well, I didn't know that jobs were like that.
But
to
the
be
problem
fair.
is with
Yeah.
that, Zach, is that people do shit jobs of it then because they're trying to do it too fast.
Nah, but it's got to be good enough. The boss has to say.
But then it's like, who's judging all this?
yeah, and then you're paying someone else to judge someone's work full time.
So at my old job, tell me if you think this is lazy or good work ethic. When I used to do like X-ray scans of these people for their bone density, they would book in 15-minute appointments. But if you are very efficient with the scans, you can get them done in 7 or 8 minutes. So sometimes they double book people, even like 5 appointments in the hour instead of 4. But say there were just 4 appointments in the hour for the whole day, which I'd get a lot. Then I would do... And because it's all old people, they get to the appointments very early. So, like, I'll do the
Ooh,
first
nice.
person. I might finish them in, like, 8 minutes. Then I'll call the next person in, do them in, like, 8 minutes. If everyone's, like, able to get up on the machine and do it all fine. And then I will finish the hour's worth of appointments in 40 minutes and then just watch YouTube for 20 minutes.
That's
Yeah,
great.
great.
Like, give myself a break because there was no other
That's
work for me to be
fantastic.
doing.
No, I think it's absurd that you get paid like per
Yeah.
hour. That's,
But then it
that's
was like I was
crazy.
so efficient at the job that I gave myself a break. When really there were people that were super slow and would take the whole 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would rather be like, and I would actually be looking at like 3 things at once, like doing the scan, filling out reports, and doing their Medicare like all at once, because I get very like robotic with that sort of stuff, and I was
Yeah.
fucking efficient.
Yeah, as long as you're doing a
I think
good
that's
job
great.
of those things and
Yeah.
you're not
Oh,
like
yeah.
rushing people unduly. If you're doing a good job, then that's awesome.
No, of course, with the old people, sometimes you get someone that has a very hard time getting into the position on the machine to do the scan, and it's not like I'll just like
Yeah.
come on,
chuck
now.
him up there like chop chop. I'm halfway through a Mr. Beast video, so you better get the fuck up there. There's the mention. I've done it. Had to go in there somewhere.
Yeah, not like that. But then, like, I was kind of like, is that like me trying to be lazy by being really
you being
efficient?
efficient.
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
It's
and
good.
that's like why like it's good in that regard because you had an hourly rate, but you also had goals set out for you that
Yeah.
were very clear. Whereas with like office jobs, sometimes the goals people get set out are either not very clear or not appropriate for the amount of time they have.
Yep.
And
I
so like
worked
that's what the
alone
problem
as
is.
well.
Yeah.
Which was like a
Also-
big thing because no one could like come over and being like,
And see you.
oh, you're watching YouTube. Here's some more work.
That's the
Because I
biggest
feel
part.
like people that do more work are often punished
Exactly.
by getting
Yeah.
even more.
That's the biggest problem.
Whereas this
Terrible.
was like more work rewarded me, so it was a good system.
Yeah, 'cause
Both systems encourage laziness in different ways.
Yeah.
well, I don't think that's laziness. I think that's awesome.
No. I'm saying this like is not your typical office job because I was by myself and I got rewarded for working more.
If there was someone managing you, giving you more work every time
That
you
would
finish
be
the work,
dog
then
shit,
like
Yeah, then I would go slow.
yeah, then you're
I'd take,
rewarded for laziness.
Like 15 minutes per person.
That's the thing at schools as well when it's like, when I was learning to be a teacher, it's like you don't want to be like, oh, you finished, here's more work.
Yeah.
It's just like you get rewarded with like games that games that are kind of work games and something that's fun.
Shoot the sheriff.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Once you're done.
I'm so glad we played Shoot the Sheriff on the pod a few weeks ago.
That
made
was
my
on the
day.
bonus episode.
Oh, was
If
it?
you're not subscribed to Patreon,
Oh, shit.
Should we head over to the Patreon?
Yeah, I think it's about time. We're
It's been
getting-
a long
been
pod.
about an hour and 20
Just
minutes.
before we go, let's vote if we're in support of Jordan's hunger idea.
The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Hunger
I actually say yes, but it needs other caveats to make it as
So many
efficient as
more.
it could be.
I think that this is going a little bit into a totalitarian one, so I'm going to
Totalitarian.
head with a no on this one.
I'll go maybe.
Ooh,
Keep it interesting.
50-50.
Yeah.
I know yes from me, so it's a positive.
I'll go no then. I'm no.
there you
You're a no.
Underdogs
I'm a no.
as a whole, like the
We
underdog.
support this idea.